Hey guys, welcome back to Release the Craftin. Priscilla here for another Cabinet of Curiosiprompts. I realize I'm just blocking out my own light. Anyways, it is an art challenge hosted by myself, Priscilla, here at Release the Craftin, and Tiff at Amethyst Raven 342. For the month of March, we are doing wild and unique words from the Cabinet of Curiosiprompts and making cool things from them. I decided to make tags all month, so has Tiff, coincidentally. This was not planned. And today we're making a tag for prompt 10, which is Synodic, which is an adjective relating to or involving the conjunction of stars, planets, or other celestial objects. We're doing space stuff. And you guys, I don't know if you know. If you're new here, you don't know. If you're not new here, you already know. I'm a giant space nerd. I love space. And I really thought about doing this in like sped up mode and then just giving you guys a bunch of space facts, but then I can't do that to myself because I get existential crises the more I think about space, which is, I know, weird as a space nerd, but that is what happens. So I decided to do this instead with you guys real time. So this is a digital from my shop called Heavenly Bodies. I should probably change the name because I think that's why nobody finds it. But it's a bunch of planets. So I did the planets of our solar system. Words are really hard. Including some of the heavenly bodies that are no longer planets, although forever in my heart. As well as just important. You can't go without the moon. And then I did a sheet of like planets that are just planets, you know, Mystery Planet X and a couple of other random planets because I was having fun painting and making planets. So it's 2 sheets of that, and because I'm using it, I'm going to put it in my shop today for the rest of the month at half off in case you guys also would like to recreate this. It's there. Shameless cross promotion, I know, but we're doing it. So I cut out all the stuff that was on the stuff from our solar system sheet, and I backed it on some cardstock because I wanted some of them to have body and I didn't know which ones needed the body. We're going to get our tag, which is watercolor paper that I'm cutting out of this block, and I did it again. If I just pull it out like a normal person, it doesn't do that. But I am clearly not a normal person because I keep doing that. The thing where I bend it and then I split the paper because it's still stuck to the glue. So I'm going to fix that and think about what I want to do. So Synodic has to do with the conjunction of the stars and the planets and other things like that. So like planetary alignments and stuff like that. So I thought it would be fun to make this sort of like an interactive sort of moving tag inspired by something that April did ages and ages ago, where she used some brads to connect her planets and then move them around. I'm getting my brads because actually in that grabby box I got, they sent a bunch of star brads, which are perfect for this. So it's the box that keeps on giving, because I didn't even plan that. So this will now be the back. So I have a couple decisions to make. The question is, am I going to go in planetary order? The OCD in me says yes. The visual artist in me may say no. So this is the sun. So I'm thinking we're going to stick that to the background because it's too big, you see, to be part of the tag. The other thing that's really big is Jupiter, because Jupiter is a big planet. It's a giant planet. It's a gas giant. So I was thinking it could be over here on the other side, but that's not the order of the planets, because the order of the planets would give me something along the lines of, make sure I have the right stuff. So this would be Mercury, and then Venus, and then we have Earth, which is also very feasible for this design, and then there's Mars, and don't tell me Jupiter. So like maybe I could put Mars here, and then I could put Jupiter here, and then Saturn, and Uranus, and Neptune, and before you at me, I know it's not a planet, but Pluto. And then this is the moon, so I figured I could like do that. So that's what I'm kind of thinking we're gonna do. Which means I gotta do something for the background, kind of. And then I'm gonna make it like interactive with all the pieces. So that's kind of what I think will look better than trying to, well, will make me feel better, honestly, than trying to start with the bigger pieces and then build on top of it. You know, like, I could, and just kind of get a little funky with it, but the nerd in me wants it to be in planetary order, or at least the semblance of planetary order. So we're gonna do that, but first we're gonna ink. I'm not gonna ink in brown, I'm gonna ink in black, because I'm gonna make my background black, because space. So I'm just gonna go really quick around and give all these a little thing. I cut them all out beforehand and backed them before I got here because I knew that was gonna be the time taker, tedious part. And so, you know, I didn't want to do that, but I should have probably also inked them first, but that just gives us some time to chit chat while I ink up a bunch of circles. It's actually really fun. I actually really like this kit and wanted to use it for other stuff at a different point in time, but I just didn't get to it. So I'm glad that I got to like drag it out of the archives and you know, get to work on it. A little bit, because this was fun to make. And it's been a minute since I've done just like some freeform like painting stuff like this, which is essentially how I made these, I guess, is I painted them with watercolor, and then I went back into Procreate on my tablet and edited them into circles. So I painted like just regular swatches of watercolor, and then edited them into circles, or applied them to circles, and then added in some extra textures for planetary stuff, and then went back and did some shading. So you can see there's like a little bit of shading in here so that they have a sort of spherical appearance. It's just a very fun process. But that's how I made these. You know, it takes some sort of the whimsy out, but that is the case. You start with a little watercolor base and start building from there. I would love to, when my hand gets fixed, do some like processed videos maybe of painting, but I don't have the fine like motor control that I had before currently, so like my painting is like because I can't really hold the paintbrush for very long. So as you guys know, I am a representative of Big Embossa, and I must emboss. I'm trying to remember how much was visible, and then kind of over mark, I guess, what was and wasn't visible, just so that I don't have to go back and do this again. But honestly, it doesn't really matter. I'm not trying to save this particular embossing powder, so it'll be fine, because I've had it forever. So like honestly, it's okay if I use this one up. I don't use it very often because it has glitter. This is a Stampendous Marcasite is the name of this one, and it is a like glittery black and silver, which actually kind of reads more silver. You'll see. But it has like holographic foils, like glitter foil in it. Glitter foil, like just glitter. The word is just glitter. I don't know why I'm making it more complicated than it sounds. Which is actually kind of nice. It is a nice embossing powder. It's just not one I reach for very often. Because glitter is the bane of my existence. How did I just miss that? That's so irritating. Okay, I will come back and do it again. Apparently, I need to. Okay, trying to make the least amount of mess possible with this powder. I got it on my mat anyways. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters because it's glitter. It was inevitable. A little bit for the craft floor, otherwise the gods will come for me. And we emboss. Probably heat it up all the way. Okay, so that's fun. I love it. Hang up. There we go. It still fell. Dang it. Okay. I think my heat tool is dying. I don't know if you guys heard it change speed several times with its like air output, but it did in a way that's a little bit upsetting. I'm not even going to bother coming back to fix those other pieces because they're going to get covered one way or the other. You get out of here. Going to ink the edge up. I did think it would be fun to come back over with like a pattern in black and then just sort of pick out the little pockets of Starzizzes. What is this? Just a bit of like funkiness? I don't know. Like a paint chip, I think? Or something weird got in there, I don't know. A little bit of glue. But I don't think it'll have the impact that I want. Like if I was doing the whole tag like this, then like maybe doing that as the background would make sense, but a lot of this is gonna get covered up. Although I don't know how to like show you guys the holography of it. Oh, there, oh, you see? It's cool when you can see the holographicness. Otherwise it looks very silvery. But in the right light, it is very cool. Black and holographic. I just think there's a lot of silver in this mix. So honestly, what I could probably do, because I've used up like half this bottle, is go back and add more black. And I think I would like it better. Because I just think there's a lot of silver. Oh, well, the sun covers up everything that I had open. So that works. Yeah. So let's get this stuck down. And then we'll start figuring this out. The sun is not going to have any moving parts stuck to it, so I don't have to worry about that. That one can just go down. And then the smaller planets that are going to be on the base also will not have anything moving attached to them, so I don't have to worry about those either. It'll be like after that we have to worry about it. I didn't even have to do this little stripe on the end here, but oh well. I'd rather be more cautious than not cautious enough and have to come back and emboss it all again. Now the better question is, I have not had any luck getting this art glitter glue to stick to like shiny plasticky surfaces. So the better question is, will it stick here or do I need to come back with stronger glue? Because despite what everybody has told me about this glue in every video I have watched about it, it does not stick plastic to plastic or like paper to plastic. It doesn't seem to like plastic that much, and embossing powder is essentially plastic. So Fingers crossed I do not have to return. Where are my scissors? Ah, aha. Ooh, she's substantial. So let's see. Oh, she's so pretty. I love the sun. Let's see. What did I say was next? Mercury, Venus, the Earth. That's Mars, right? Yes. This is Mercury. Venus, the Earth. Okay, so we'll pop Mercury up here, Venus right there, and then the Earth down here. And am I attaching moving things to the Earth? After the Earth comes Mars. So I wanted to attach moving things. I want to attach Mars here. The moon is going to go underneath. Right there. So that one I can stick down. Mercury I can stick down. Because I'm not attaching anything moving to that. Okay. So, Mercury. This is going to be kind of a chunky tag now that I'm thinking about it. Because I backed all of this on really heavy cardstock for no other reason than I didn't feel like lifting up the pile of paper to get the thinner cardstock. Because it was on top. And you guys, my wrist. I know I said the other time I was a strong, independent woman, and I am. But sometimes, yeah. You know? So let's see. After Mars is Jupiter. Jupiter is huge. So if I stick it down, I'd have to stick it to the end. So yes, that's what we'll do. Okay, I have thoughts and feelings and ideas. We need some brads, and we need a pokey tool. Do not struggle with this bag. It is literally so small. There's no reason. Okay, so those stars are really pretty. And then what we're gonna do is match these up and give myself a little space and make sure my fingers aren't there. And scab. And then we're gonna brad. Beautiful. And that's just gonna go in there. I see you not sticking. I see you. Okay. So, I feel like I could cut off a little bit of the Earth and that would be fine. It doesn't all need to be in there. Look at you. Rotten. Where's my choppy bits? Oh, my choppy bits are far. Where's my heavy duty scissors? Heavy duty kitchen shears. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, it kind of worked. You know what it is that I backed out and closed my eyes because I didn't want to get shrapnel in my eye. Okay. But doesn't that mean once you move it, it'll come out the other side? Oh, it doesn't. Huh. Interesting. Okay. So, back to our home. And then we're going to glue around this, because we want this to be able to move. And I will apply a liberal amount of glue, and down she goes. And some adequate pressure. Dun, 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 dun. And then we have Mars being mobile. get rid of this. Scissors. This is taking more brain power than I thought. I've become very quiet in my concentration and trying to plan this out in a way that makes sense. And then I said we're going to stick Jupiter to Venus, which means boys go to Jupiter. You remember that? I remember that. That just came through like a summoned nostalgia demon. Okay, we're gonna come away from the edge and push and Brad. And split. Swoosh. Okay, so that's gonna stick down here. And then I gotta think about what's gonna go up on top before I stick anything else down. So after Jupiter is Saturn. So we'll get that on this side. And it's just more of the same process. Move your finger, Priscilla. I think it's so funny. A while ago, this was like probably a couple years back now by this point. I don't know. Time is an illusion. Gwen said that she's always like calling out for my safety. That's Gwen the Trash Witch. And I think about her now every time when I do something dangerous. I'm like, oh man, Gwen's gonna come get me. Do something crazy and end up stabbing myself. So we have Saturn and then Uranus, Neptune, and then Pluto. And I think I'm just gonna like glue Pluto back here because it's not a planet. So, and I took that personally. Let's see. So I can go ahead and stick Uranus then Neptune. Yes, I can stick these two together, and then we'll stick down Pluto. Hold on. Let's see. I need one of those like piercing mats. I mean, I have a bunch of cardboard. I could probably just make a little block of stacked up cardboard and solve that problem. Then I wouldn't have to pierce into the open atmosphere. Make sure we got no sticker outs. Good. And then we're going to glue down our little Pluto. Always forever in our hearts. Ugh. Yeah, no, I know. I actually follow Neil deGrasse Tyson and listen to his podcasts and all sorts of things. And every so often he has to justify why Pluto is no longer a planet. And I'm like, I hear you, Neil. I do. Like, I really do. And I understand and everything that you're saying. But I have decided to become emotionally attached to this planet. It is now my emotional support planet. And I don't believe you. Everything you say is wrong and somehow inaccurate. Okay, so the question is, do I stick it out the top? I think I have to stick it out the top. I think that's the way we make this work. So, because I was going to be like, maybe I could come off to the side and then we could be like this away. You know, but I don't like that. I mean, I kind of like that. Wait, hold on. I don't like blocking Saturn's rings. But maybe I could come sideways with it and make it kooky. It doesn't have to be a straight line. So let's do that. So kooky. The sound effects are also critical and important to the process. Get in there. Yeah. Okay. So yes, I do like that. Because then you can go all sorts of ways. So then we flatten, 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 and we just glue Venus down. That is all we gotta glue. Alright. I'm gonna make sure there's no sticky outies, and there's none. So we're gonna glue around but not on the brad because we want it to move. going to be generous because a lot of this is, well, most of it's going to go on paper, but the parts that aren't are going to go on that plasticky part. And it's, you know, it's not giving me the perfect seal I would like, because this glue is booty. I miss my Cosmic Shimmer acrylic glue. I miss it so much. So let's see. Yes, this is the side I want it to go on. I want to make sure that we're on the tag. And then we push, 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 push. Get that in there, get this side. Make sure it's secure. And then we gotta get our guy back here. And then we can color this one done, right? So fairly easy, just a lot of like fussy cutting and assembly, but not a bad tag. I actually really like this one. I think it's very fun. It's got the solar system, which is great. I'm hungry. I think that's what it is. I'm gonna put this in the middle because I've already broken the pattern of doing them all on one side, so I'm comfortable with that. And then we have our Synodic tag here. Got this guy moving around. I probably should have done it on the other side, but like, you know, it's for the funsies. And then a little ta-da! Solar systems. Doing solar system things. Concerned with the movement of the planets. It's a song now. And then everything just like comes back together so nice, tucks in so sweetly. If you're not like holding your finger directly in the path. And ta-da! Our planets! Ta-da! We did it! And I kind of actually am really loving that holographic background. I see you trying to escape. Make sure that this is pushed in there. It's just because it's heavy. But it works. And I'm happy with how that came out. So, you guys, come back tomorrow, see what we do for the next day of hashtag Curiosiprompts. That is a Cabinet of Curiosiprompts. Make sure you check out Tiff over at Amethyst Raven. Check out the playlist, see what everyone else is doing. The regular stuff that I say at the end of videos, I'm saying it now. And I will catch you guys all back here tomorrow for another one. I appreciate your faces. Happy crafting and goodbye.